Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. This is Serial Gaming here, and today we will be talking about Queen Encata, the solo queen of our Chaos era. And right now let's start with Queen because she doesn't get a lot of upgrades from her EX extension. Basically, the only upgrade she has right now is during her EX phase and her EX attack. Her EX now becomes a 4 bravery plus HP attack dealt by 2 times. And this weirdly only improves her HP attack during her EX phase. For those who doesn't know, Queen can only use her bravery attack and her HP attack during her EX phase. Her bravery attack surprisingly is not doesn't have any changes, and her HP attack now does 4 hits bravery attack plus HP attack dealt by 4 times, which is essentially 1 more HP damage dealt comparing with her before the upgrade. Aside from the increased potency of her kit, she also now has an EX buff upgrade which add up to 20% attack up and 10% HP damage up on herself. And her additional ability also get an upgrade which provides 10% party brave gain up and party gain max bravery overflow up. So honestly, it's kind of sad for me because as a Queen user once, I actually like to use her bravery attack during her EX phase because of the instant turn rate. I normally abuse her with units that has follow-up attack such as Cloud of Darkness, Kayn, etc. So it's kind of weird and sad really to not see any upgrades on that part. Aside from that, she doesn't also increase her aura. So in that department itself, comparing her with Sarah, which got a really good upgrade in that part, she's a little bit lackluster to me, but she's not that bad. Essentially, she's always a support aura bot that can deal very decent damage. Now they increase her HP dump and actually encourage you to use her HP attack more during her EX phase. Her HP attack does have that increased damage dealt, but she doesn't has instant turn rate on that particular attack. Which honestly, it might not be a bad thing considering the fact that she does have 100% evasion when her EX is active. So essentially, if you want to not abuse her bravery attack and focuses on her HP attack instead, your run might be safer without having to worry about her because, like I said, she has that evasion. But in my opinion though, Queen sadly doesn't get too much of an upgrade right now and probably won't get the upgrade until her FR because she comes back later down the line during Tidus FR weapon, and during then still no changes to her kit. And since she's an aura bot, it's not very hard to imagine who you can pair her with. She also does have a very good party last stand which shares the same feature with Porom and Y'shtola. So in that case, she also helps protect the party, not just herself. So yes. Moving on, we'll be talking about the character that will be getting her new LD, which is Keita. So Keita's LD is it's a 5 AoE bravery attack plus HP attack dealt by 4 times, and it provides her the magic charge buff, which provides ice elemental enchant to all her attack, and 40% brave damage up as well as 20% HP damage up. She also apply Ice Imperil to the entire enemy for 6 turns and apply a new debuff called Frost Stealing Shot. This debuff essentially is like Freeze except Frame for 3 turns, and it also increases the bravery damage received for the enemy. When her LD buff is active, it will also upgrade her bravery attack Charge Shot to Charge Shot level 1. And if it's not used during her turn, it will change to Charge Shot Max Charge upon next turn. So similar upgrades can be seen as well on her HP attack, which is White Shot. Similarly, if you did not use White Shot 1 level charge, it will become Max Charge upon the next turn. So to understand what's the differences between all these Max Charge and 1 charge thing, Charge Shot basically upgrade from 2 bravery plus 1 HP attack to 4 bravery plus 1 HP attack dealt by 2 times during the level 1 charge. and at max charge it will become a 4 bravery plus 1 HP damage dealt by 4 times, so basically just more HP dumps in this case. And for White Shot, initially you only have 2 bravery plus 1 HP attack and 20% splash on non-target. With level 1 charge, you now have 3 bravery attack plus 1 HP attack and 80% splash on non-target. But if you have the max charge White Shot, you now perform a 4 bravery attack plus 1 HP attack dealt by 2 times and 100% splash on non-target. So that's about it on her LD upgrade, and now the Crystal level 90 actually increases her EX potency as well as providing a very good upgrade on her EX with now 4 AoE bravery damage and HP plus HP attack dealt by 4 times. And her EX, like before, is very fast charge, which roughly only have 1 skill interval in between. The Charge Shot and White Shot actually increases the recast similarly to her skill, so in that case you don't have to worry about using those instead of her skill. Sadly though, she doesn't have any changes in her skill 1 and her skill 2. She also doesn't change her counter, it is still 1 HP attack. And she, like before, only counters when she evades. It's not exactly the biggest problem because her skill 1 does provide a very good 70% evasion rate. But still, to me, Kater, you normally only run Kater as a solo unit in a stage, and you normally use her to solo content. I use her a lot during the Chaos era, where I use her to solo the far dimension end of tier 12. It takes up hell a lot of time because her counters only have 1 HP dumps, and since her evasion rate is not 100%, so once you're dead, you're gonna have to restart all over again, or at least restart the wave all over again. And now, given the fact that her counter is still 1 HP dump, it's just really sad to see that she as a solo unit doesn't have any upgrades on her off-turn damage. The upgrades that she has focuses on her on-turn damage instead. Like I mentioned, that her bravery attack and her HP attack does get the upgrade, but her counter and her trap from her EX doesn't have any changes. So in my opinion, that's just really sad. And her additional ability though does have an upgrade. The upgrade now provides 1 extra usage on her additional ability, and it's now a 4-hit bravery attack plus 1 HP attack. And it also increased 30% of her attack up and brave damage cap up. So judging from all these details, she, in my opinion, doesn't get a really good upgrade. I might not get the most positive remark about this situation, but I don't really think that she deserves this kind of upgrade. I do hope that she at least gets some rework on her skill 1 and her skill 2, considering the fact that her kit was similar back then in the Chaos era. Her LD does improve her bravery attack and HP attack, but no changes to the counter just makes things really sad, especially how long it's still gonna take for her to solo 1 content. But the best thing about Kater, honestly, is gonna be her call ability, because her regular call ability is already really good. It provides a 4-turn 70% evasion, basically her skill 1, and her LD actually applied all of her debuff that she applies if she's in the party. Basically 3 turns LD debuff, which is the freeze debuff, 4 turns ice in peril, and it also provides 3 turns ice enchant to the collar. So this essentially can be also useful during the FR era, where you don't have Kurasame and you do want to have an ice enchant to your collar, and Kater can work as a substitute to that situation. But the best part about this LD call would be the 3 turns freeze. So basically, like I mentioned before, Kater herself works very well as a solo unit, but her call ability now gave more chance for other characters to solo content as well, especially Transcendent. I've seen many JP players actually solo contents with her LD call ability, which provides, like I mentioned, the 3 turns freeze debuff that essentially help your character to survive all those nasty attacks from the enemy itself. So I think Kater, if you want to solo content and if you're a newer player, I think she's definitely worth to grab. But if you're not, you might want to check whether you want to use her, because she's not very often used in the party. She normally goes solo, like I mentioned, and you don't solo a lot of stages back in Lufenia Plus where you need to satisfy the orb condition. So one character is not essentially going to be enough to satisfy the orb condition in every Lufenia Plus stage. So Keita, like I mentioned before, I only like her for her LD core ability. Other than that, I don't think she get too much of a upgrade that I would want to go for. So I might skip this banner. I might throw just a few tickets. Hopefully I can get the LD so I can just solo content with other characters, not with her, later down the line. But yes, that's essentially what I think about Keita. Her skill 2 still have only 1 turns of lock debuff on all the enemies, so she's not exactly reliable as a tanker if you're running her with the party. She can only lock for 1 turn, so you might want to time your debuff correctly if you're running her with your party members. So like I mentioned, that if you're trying to run Keita with units, I don't think she synergizes really well with other characters because of how her counters and how her ability works. She works the best as a solo character. So if you want to run her with other unit, I am not really sure what kind of unit that you think that she will be good. She probably will be better with units that can divert all their attacks to Keita herself. She might work really well with core, I'm not sure, but yes, it might be possible. But other than that, because of her unreliable lock, she's not exactly suitable in the party, since she can't divert all the attack onto her without a core ability that locks all attack onto her. Yeah, so in my opinion, Keita does get the short end of the stick if you're running her in the party. So yes, that concludes my explanation on Keita, and I essentially gonna skip this banner. I already have Queen and I already have Keita's base kit. I don't have her LD, which is the one that you really want if you're going for this banner, since like I mentioned, the LD core ability is actually really useful. Normally I would say it's one of the better core ability that you want to go for. But yes, I think it's not really worth my attention for me to just chase a character purely for their core ability. I might throw some tickets just so if I can get it, I can solo more contents with more different unit. But other than that, I don't think it's worth going for her right now. Probably wait for her FR maybe. Given how she's a solo character, I'm pretty sure the FR will benefit her by doing something like evasions or counter attack or dealing ice damage. But yes, I think Keita would be unique with an FR that allows her to solo more content. Alright guys, so that concludes my video here. Thank you again for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please let me know down in the comments below. Leave a like, leave a subscribe to my channel. And thank you again for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video. Cheers.